You didn't finish the story. The story just found you. Kalindi is no longer in the forest. She is no longer trapped in banyan roots, underground tunnels, or burned villages. She is no longer bound to soil, bones, candles, or blood circles. Kalindi has learned something far more dangerous. She has learned sound. She lives inside breath, inside whispers, inside recordings, inside the tiny spaces between words, the pauses where your mind relaxes and your fear listens. After Lauper vanished, after cities began losing people in clusters, the government erased her name. Police records were sealed. News anchors were warned. Social media platforms were forced to delete anything that mentioned the word Kalindi. But curses do not need memory. They only need mouths. The first mass incident happened inside a night shift call center in Gurgaon. At exactly 2:17 a.m., 23 employees froze at their desks. CCTV cameras recorded them stopping mid-sentence, mid-click, mid-blink. Their heads slowly turned toward an empty chair in the corner of the floor. Then all their mouths opened at once, and they whispered one single name together. A long, stretched whisper. A whisper that sounded like it was coming from inside the walls. Kalindi. The lights shattered. Phones fell off desks. 7 people collapsed screaming. By morning, 7 employees were dead in restrooms, parking basements, stairwells, and elevator shafts. Every single body had the same word carved into the skin. Kalindi. That was when they came for me. I was taken to a monitored apartment. Cameras in every corner. Soundproof walls. No internet. No phone. No visitors. They believed silence could starve her. They did not understand what she had become. The first night inside the apartment, my mouth was taped shut. Still, my throat moved. Still, the microphones recorded whispering. My breath spoke even when my lips did not. The guards listening to the surveillance feed quit their jobs the next day. They said they could hear someone calling their childhood nicknames through my breathing. A woman guarding the night shift was found hanging in the stairwell. Her body had no wounds. Only one word written across her neck in deep red ink. Kalindi. Doctors tried everything. They injected sedatives. They restrained me. They cut my vocal cords. They said my voice would never work again. But the whisper did not come from my cords. It came from my shadow, from the soft space between inhale and exhale, from the silence between heartbeats. My shadow moved when I didn't. It leaned toward the walls. It whispered into corners. People began having nightmares just by standing outside my room. And then Kalindi did something worse. She learned to use screens. Phones in the building turned on by themselves. Tablets played recordings that no one had saved. Laptops began whispering names through static speakers. Anyone who heard their name even once would feel watched. The next night, they would dream of roots growing under their skin. And within 3 days, they would disappear. Not violently, not loudly. Their rooms would simply be empty. Beds still warm. Lights still on. The government realized too late. Kalindi was no longer haunting people. She was infecting them. I escaped, not because I was free, but because she wanted me to. I followed the whispers back to Lauper. The village was ash and bones, but the forest had grown. The banyan tree had split open, glowing faintly red from inside, like a breathing wound in the earth. Inside the tunnels, the air vibrated. Thousands of names were carved into the walls. Future names. Names that had not yet been born. She was not collecting souls. She was building a language, and that language was spreading. She appeared to me, not as a body, but as a presence inside my chest. You were my first road, she whispered. You will be my last door. She showed me the future. Entire cities whispering at once. Phones speaking names. Airports falling silent, while thousands of people stood frozen. Hospitals filled with patients who weren't sick, only listening. The world would not end in fire. It would end in whispers. I ran, but I did not escape, because now I know what you don't yet. If your phone ever turns on by itself, if your name ever feels heavier in your ears, if your shadow ever moves first, she has already found you. Kalindi does not kill you. She rewrites you. She turns you into a sentence. And once you are part of her language, she never stops speaking you. So if tonight, when the room goes quiet, you hear your name being whispered, do not answer her. Do not breathe loudly. Do not think of her, because the last voice she needs is yours.